nation's future. Iraq is not our nation's future. Our nation's future is how prepared we are as people to rise up and meet the competitive challenges of the 21st century. And that's about economics, and that's about education. And that's going to play out over the Pacific Ocean and involve countries I have lived in before, having lived overseas 4 times. And all I can tell you without any hint of hyperbole is I've seen what these countries are doing to prepare for the future. And if we don't get our act together here at home, we will see the end of the American century by 2050. And I say that is not the legacy that I'm going to leave to the next generation. They deserve a whole lot better than that. I look at Wall Street and I say, no trust. And why should there be when we've got banks that are too big to fail? You know, we can fix our tax code, we can get our regulatory environment in gear, we can move toward greater energy independence, and if we're left with this Damocles hanging over our heads called banks that are too big to fail, we are setting ourselves up for disaster. What are we doing, folks? We need a president who can simply say, if you are too big to fail, you are too big. Because capitalism without failure isn't capitalism. And what we've done is set up a system of banks that is looking more and more like public utilities. And it's therefore no surprise when I sat down with a small businessman from Keene who has a little motorcycle repair shop. We hit it off well because as a 40-year motorcycle rider, I like our chances in this state. More riders per capita than any state in America. He said, I've got a small business, you know what? I can't get a loan. I want to expand. He said, I don't even have any debt. But the ratio requirement that they're asking me to meet, the coverage ratio requirement, is so high and so onerous. If I could cover it, I wouldn't need a loan to begin with. Our system is frozen, ladies and gentlemen. The banking system needs to be reformed. And I say we've got 6 banks that combined have assets that are equal to 2/3 of this nation's GDP. $9.5 trillion. They can't go south, because if they go south, we all go south. And I say all I want is for these banks to be appropriately sized. If they screw up, if they get sick, they can fail, and it won't take us all down.